Hey guys, welcome back. Pardon my rough appearance, I've just come back from the gym, but I saw something going on in the gym that I thought I've got to tell you guys about this, share some thoughts on it and see what you think. So I've jumped straight on camera to discuss this key issue which I see a lot of people doing, and it could be a major mistake if this is something that you're doing as well. I was in the gym and a guy came in, got on the treadmill and started working out. Now, most people just wear maybe shorts, t-shirt, something like that when they're working out. This guy was wrapped up to the max. I mean, he had a t-shirt on, he had a sweatshirt on, he had a hoodie over the top of that again. He had a towel wrapped around him as well, and the hood was over his head. And I think I even saw he had a balaclava on too while he was doing his running on the treadmill. Now, I don't know what he was trying to achieve, but quite often when we see this, people are trying to burn as much fat as possible by sweating as much as possible. Listen, there's a huge disconnect there. Just because you sweat a lot does not mean that you're burning fat in any sort of quantity or burning it effectively either. And here is why. Yes, you may be converting into aerobic or fat burning mode and burning fat, but the body has a marvelous mechanism in terms of monitoring and mitigating against dramatic changes in your core body temperature, which is why you sweat. See, if you're exercising, the muscles generate heat, the core body temperature rises, and in order to cool you down a little bit, the body will produce sweat and go through a process of cooling by evaporation. That's what the sweating process is all about. Conversely, if you get too cool and your core temperature starts to drop, the body will start to get you to exercise. Even shivering, the act of shivering is starting to mobilize muscle, get muscles working. Even though it's in a very small micro movements, it starts to generate heat in the muscle and start to rebuild metabolic capacity. You see, about 60 to 70% of your core body temperature is achieved by muscle metabolism, how calories are burned in the muscle. So here's what happens. If you want to burn fat, yes, start doing aerobic work. If you want to burn a lot of fat, burn as many calories per minute as you can. You want to get as metabolic as you can. But if you wrap yourself up too warm, what's going to happen is you'll overheat. You'll superheat the body. And what the body will immediately do is, yes, it'll produce sweat, but it will also start pulling your metabolic rate right down to try and stop producing so many calories per minute. So you're starting to do exactly the opposite of what you're trying to achieve. The idea would be you'd need to be as cool as safely possible when doing those sort of activities in order to encourage the body to burn more calories to keep you warm while you're doing that. So if you're running, if you're on a treadmill, dress as cool as you possibly can, obviously within the realms of decency, and that will allow the body to start picking up its metabolic rate. So you're not only burning fat, but you're burning fat faster. Some of the reason that people do this is they want to lose water weight. Now, that could be legitimate if you see somebody who has to qualify for a particular weight category for their sport. It could be a bodybuilder, it could be a rower, it could be a yachts person, where the weight is going to be critical to performing in that event, perhaps the following day. So when they do their weigh-in the day before, they will dehydrate as much as possible. They want to lose as much fluid as possible, as much water weight. Remember, 80% of your body weight is made of water. So they'll do saunas, they'll wrap up, they'll do steams, they'll do all these sorts of things. They'll take diuretics even to try and lose that weight. They'll do the weigh-in, get into their category, but then what you will notice is that they will rehydrate over the next 12 to 24 hours ready for their event. They will be well hydrated and they will be heavier because they're replacing that water weight in there. For you to do that if you're looking at losing weight is not an effective strategy. It's not a safe strategy either, particularly if you're working out. Do not let yourself get dehydrated like that, and it's not going to be productive for your metabolic capacity either. Listen, I hope you found that information helpful and useful. If you have any questions, do reach out and let us know. Always happy to help if you're struggling in these sort of areas. I'm Tim, thanks for watching and look forward to seeing you next time.